Hi, second graders. We are going to be reading the story titled Alaska, a Special Place. This is an expository text, which means it gives real facts and information and has text features, such as pictures with captions, bolded words, subheadings, and maps. Our essential question for this week is, what makes different parts of the world different? Today, we will read to learn what makes Alaska unique. We will be practicing our comprehension skill of comparing and contrasting. Remember that to compare is to tell how things are alike. To contrast is to tell how things are different. There are some clue words for comparing and contrasting. As you read, look for the words like, alike, just as, and also for a comparison. Look for the words, on the other hand, different, but, and unlike to signal a contrast between two things. So identifying those clue words while you're reading can help you compare and contrast. For this activity today, you will need Your Turn Practice Book, page 156. It has a Venn diagram because we will be comparing and contrasting today with our story. Go ahead and press pause as you find your book and press play when you're ready to continue. This is page 156. And I would like you now to listen as I read aloud. I'm going to read the story all the way through one time, and then we will focus in on one page to do some comparing and contrasting. So listen up. Here we go. Where can you find mountains, glaciers, and volcanoes? Alaska is the location you would visit. Alaska has different regions. In each part of the state, there are different features. Land features. The tallest mountain in the United States is in Alaska. It is called Denali. Some people go to Alaska just to climb it. Alaska also has the biggest glaciers in all of the United States. Glaciers are made when one layer of snow falls on top of another. The snowfall becomes very thick. It turns to ice. The growth of a glacier takes many years to form. And second graders, there is a map of Alaska. And on the map, the mountains, volcanoes, rivers are labeled, as well as the capital of Alaska, Juneau. Temperature changes. Alaska has different temperatures. Northern Alaska is called the Arctic region. The temperatures are much colder than inside your freezer. The ground, lakes, and rivers are almost always frozen. As a result, most people live in the south of Alaska. It is warmer there. Crops grow well in the rich soil there. Animals. Alaska has many different animals. You may spot a walrus or polar bear among the glaciers. You can see a black or brown bear fishing in a river or stream. In another region, you can see a moose or caribou. And here is a wonderful photo with a caption. The caption reads, "Walruses live in shallow waters off the coast of Alaska." Daylight and darkness. The seasons are special here too. In summer, people celebrate the mild temperate weather. These lively people also celebrate the sunlight because the sun does not set for many days. In one village, the sun doesn't set for more than 80 days. You might be in bed and still see the sun shining. In winter, the sun doesn't rise in some places in Alaska. These places have more than 60 days of winter darkness. You could have an afternoon soccer practice in the dark. You might think this would be eerie, but Alaskans don't think this is weird. They are used to the dark winter days. Alaska is a very interesting place to live. And second graders, here is our Venn diagram that we will be using today. On the next slide, I am going to be labeling the two items we will be comparing. So get out your pencils and get ready to write down. The two things we are going to be comparing today is Denali and glaciers. So at the top of the first oval, you are going to say Denali. And at the top of the second oval, you will label it glacier. The part where the ovals overlap, you're going to label that with the word same, because that is the section where we will write the information that is the same for both Denali and glaciers. Press pause as you write and press play when you're ready to continue. All right, if we want to compare and contrast Denali and glaciers, we have to go back to the story and reread the page that gave us the information to start with. This section can be found under the heading Land Features. So I'm going to find that spot now. I'm going to reread. You can reread on your own or follow along as I do. The tallest mountain in the United States is in Alaska. It is called Denali. Some people go to Alaska just to climb it. Alaska also has the biggest glaciers in all of the United States. Glaciers are made when one layer of snow falls on top of another. The snowfall becomes very thick. It turns to ice. The growth of a glacier takes many years to form. Okay, now that I have reread, which is a great reading strategy, I think I'm now ready to go and search for the things that are the same for Denali and glaciers. First thing I notice is that both of them are found under the section titled Land Features. This tells me that Denali and glaciers are types of land features. That is something that is the same for both of them. And I could write that in my Venn diagram under the heading Same. Let's keep looking. We also learned that Denali is the tallest mountain and that Alaska has the biggest glaciers. So when we're talking about Denali and glaciers in Alaska, we're talking about not just land features that are huge, the tallest mountain in the United States, the biggest glaciers in the United States. These aren't small land features, they're huge, they're big. That's something that is also the same. So when I go to record in my Venn diagram, I am going to include that they are both land features and that they are both big. Those are two things that are the same for Denali and glaciers. Press pause if you need to and play when you're ready. Okay, let's go back to our page. Now we're going to look, and this time we're going to look for information that is different. What is something that is different for Denali and the glaciers? Well, we read that people travel to Alaska to climb Denali, the mountain. Okay. Did we learn that people climb glaciers? I don't remember reading that, second graders. I only remember reading that people climb Denali. So I'm going to keep that in mind and think that that could be maybe something that is different between these two land features. There, you can see I circled it. That information that people go to Alaska to climb Denali. And I'm including that in my Venn diagram, that Denali is a mountain you can climb. Press pause if you need to. Okay, now tag your it. It is your turn to fill in information that is specific just to glaciers. What is something we learned about glaciers that is true for glaciers, but not necessarily for the mountain Denali? I'm going to go back to this page, and I know that right here where my cursor is, this second paragraph under land features is all about glaciers. Let's reread. Alaska also has the biggest glaciers in all of the United States. Glaciers are made when one layer of snow falls on top of another. The snowfall becomes very thick. It turns to ice. Turns to ice. So a glacier, it sounds like, is made of snow and ice. Did we learn, is the mountain made of ice? No way. A mountain is actually made of land, right? But a glacier is made of, fill in that blank, and that might be your information that you place under glacier in your Venn diagram. But I'm going to let you write that sentence on your own and fill in your Venn diagram. When you are finished, you are going to take a picture of this page, page 156, and insert it into the green box. Remember, you can insert a photo by clicking Insert, then click Image, and then click Camera in order to take a picture of your work, and then submit it to your teacher. Thank you so much, second graders. You have done a great job following along with Miss Shannon today, and I hope you have a wonderful afternoon.